Hi, my name's Roland Eva, and today I'd like to talk to you about how to win an hour of your prospects' focused attention. Let's face it, we all receive more email than we want. So even when someone we like, trust and respect sends us an email, we don't necessarily read it immediately. In fact, chances are 90% of the time we don't read it immediately. There are many people that I receive email from that are like this. One example is Perry Marshall. Every time he sends me an email, I know it's going to be something of value. I know he's going to tell an interesting story that I'm going to love. But do I read it immediately? No. Do I read it the same day? Most time I don't. Why? Because of the other urgent and immediate things that I've got to do. There's fires that I'm putting out right now. There's deadlines that I have to meet. There's work that has to go out the door. So all of those things win my attention. Yeah? Despite the fact that I know that there's something of value, there's some gold waiting in my inbox, but it doesn't win over the urgent requests. Yeah? Now I'm sure this is the same for you. I'm sure you're pressed for time, that you've got too much on your plate, you've got too many deadlines. So even when there's some gold that's in your inbox, you're not going to read it right now. So how can you win your prospects' focused attention? How can you cut through that clutter? Yeah? How can you get them to read it right now, despite everything else that's going on in their life? Now, one way of doing this is to put some urgency into the email subject line. Now, this works for me every time. Yeah? All you've got to do is put ending in 4 hours. I'll click that. Why? Because the reptilian part of my brain says, hey, you might miss out on something. So if the sender is from somebody that I know, somebody who I, respect and trust, and it says ending in 4 hours, I'm going to click on it. But, and here's the big but, I'm still in the middle of something else. I'm still in that, I've got to get this out the door, there's a deadline, there's a fire I've got to put out right now. So I've clicked the email. But if the email doesn't get to the point, doesn't, tell me what's in it for me, in the first sentence, or certainly in the first paragraph, they've lost me. I'm back to getting on with what I've got to do. Yeah? So, yes, you can trick people into reading your email. You can win the click that way. But do you get their focused attention? No, you don't. So how do you win their focused attention? You win their focused attention by appealing to their passions. That's it. It's as simple as that. Appeal to their passions and you win their attention. Now, how do I know this? I know this because it happened to me 2 days ago. Now, what was the magic subject line? The words in the subject line were this: the hare and the tortoise. Now, that might not appeal to you. You might be thinking, Roland, you're crazy. What's the big deal about that? The hare and the tortoise. Now, guess what? What's my big thing? Storytelling. So, I love telling stories and I love reading stories. So, a subject line that's the hare and the tortoise, I know is going to be a story. So, I click it and I read it. They've won my attention. Yeah? Now, the email is actually quite predictable. Predictably, they talked about Aesop's fables and the story of the hare and the tortoise. Then predictably, that linked to a story in their life. But hey, guess what? I didn't know the story in their life, so that was new. Great. And then predictably, that linked to the offer. Now, why do I say predictably in all of these things? The reason why is that this is, if you like, an email copywriting formula called story, bridge, offer. So you tell a story, there's a bridge, which, so the link between the story and your offer. So that's the bridge. So story, bridge, offer. Now, because they'd won my attention to read the email in the first place, and they told an interesting story that captured my attention even more, I quite happily click the link. Click the link, and what happens next? I get taken to a page with a video on it. And what does the video do? It tells another story. Yeah? It doesn't tell me about the offer, it tells another story. And what does the story say? The story is a story of struggle and success. I was just like you until I discovered a secret, or until I discovered a secret, until somebody helped me make a change in my life. Now, this is what my life looks like. I'm fortunate to be living the life of my dream. So I'm watching the video, and I'm then reading their sales page and analysing their sales page. Hey, what do I like? What do I not like? What would I improve? Etc. etc. We're all critics, right? And eventually I get back to putting out fires and dealing, getting work out the door. And then it's later when I'm driving to pick my daughter up from preschool that it suddenly hits me. I mean, hits me like a punch in the face from Mike Tyson. Wham! Yeah? What did I realize? I realized that this person had won an hour of my time. They'd won an hour of my focused attention. And that's not an easy thing to do. And how did they do it? They hadn't done it by trickery. They'd done it by appealing to my passions. And that's the key thing. If you want to win your customers, your ideal prospects, focused attention, you've got to appeal to their passions. You've got to talk about what's most important to them. You've got to talk about what they want most right now. And then wrap that in a story so that you pull them in. Yeah? And the beauty of when you do this is that regardless of the monetary outcome, you still win. How do you win? You win because you've done something much more powerful. You've strengthened the relationship between you and your ideal customer. You've told them a story. And in telling a story, you demonstrate your expertise, you reveal your values, and you allow your prospect to sell themselves on the idea of working with you. Because some people, the timing is right, and right now they're ready to go, and they're going to do it. Because you've made an irresistible offer. Yeah, you've won their attention, you've made an irresistible offer, off you go. But there are other people that are saying, it's not quite right for me right now. And that's okay, because you've laid the foundation. How have you laid the foundation? You've laid the foundation because you've told a story, an emotional story that they will remember, that they will carry with them, and that allows them to sell themselves on the idea of working with you. So, if you want to win your customers' attention, not trick them with scarcity like ending in 4 hours, yeah? But if you want to win their focused attention, then what you've got to do is appeal to their passions, write about their passions, write about what they want most, tell an inspiring personal story, and then you win regardless of the outcome. Because yes, some people will buy today, but even those people that don't buy today, they will buy later because they're selling themselves on the idea of working with you. So if you found this useful, please leave a comment below and let me know. And if this can help somebody that you know, then please share it with them. And until next time, carpe diem.